It has accurately been said that people don't plan to fail, but they do fail to plan. And when we fail to plan, sometimes we don't get to where we're trying to go. As a matter of fact, we don't sometimes get anywhere. Today, we're going to talk about how to set objectives that actually help you to move from where you are to where you want to be. After all, now you've taken the time to write a mission statement, to write a vision statement, to do a SWOT analysis. You've taken the time to take commitment and say, I'm going to write the story of my life, but how? What do I do now? Objectives, my friend, are a key success in your journey. Now, I've created an acronym, and I simply call that MADE. Now, some of you are familiar with the acronym, and some of you have said that, well, objectives ought to be SMART. They ought to be specific and measurable and action-oriented, results-oriented, and have a time. And that's good, but I want to use the acronym today, MADE. And at the end of this video, I'm going to ask you, have you made your objectives? M stands for, are they measurable? A stands for, are they action-oriented? D stands for, are they written in a way that's designed to help you to reach your mission and your vision statement? And E stands for, well, they just ought to have an expiration date. They ought to have a time. Now, let me talk to you about some objectives that don't work. At the end of every year, at the beginning of every year, we do this New Year's resolution thing, and we say things like, I want to lose weight, I want to save money, I want to get out of debt, I want a better relationship with my spouse, I want to buy a new house, I want to be a better parent, I want a better job, and all of those things are great things to aspire to, but too often they don't happen because we never made an objective, we just had a hope or a dream or a want. Hopes and dreams or wants don't move you. They just sometimes frustrate you if you haven't written it in a way that helps you to get to where you're trying to go. So, how do I write an objective that helps me to actually accomplish something? Well, let's look at the acronym again. First of all, it has to be measurable. And so instead of saying, I want to improve my finances, what if I were to say, assuming it's January, let's say I want to save $2,500 by June, by the end of June. Okay, that would be measurable. Then let's say I want to save $2,500 by June 1st, 2014 is now my objective. Let's see why that might be good. First of all, it's measurable because it's $2,500. Second of all, it's action-oriented because I'm committing to actually doing something, now being saving. We'll talk about that action orientation a little bit more in a second. Thirdly, D, it helps to move me towards my mission and my vision statement of being perhaps financially secure. And E, it has a specific date, June the 1st. What I'd like you to do right now is take out a pencil and paper, pause the tape, and spend some time writing an objective that is made. It has a measurable component, it's action-oriented, it's designed to move you closer to your mission and vision, and it has an expiration date. Take some time, as much time as you need. Put me back on after you finish doing that. Now, I'm going to assume you're done, and let's go back to that action-oriented step, that second stage, because it's not just enough to say, I want to save. Now I've got to figure out, well, how am I going to save? And my friend, I think you'll find that this is the key component to writing a good, strong objective that actually matters. Now, whatever you wrote in the action-oriented stage or phase of that, I want you to think, how am I going to make that happen? And so if I'm going to save $2,500 by June the 1st, it won't happen just because I want it. I'm going to have to actually do something. So what are my actions? I'm going to ask you to, whatever you wrote, list 5, 6, 7, 8 action-oriented steps that you're going to take between now and the end of the year, or between now and June, or between now whenever your expiration date is. What are you going to actually do? And so, for instance, if I want to save $2,500 a year, I might say these things. I will monitor my spending for 2 weeks. I will complete this by January the 15th. I can join a credit union and have them take $50 out of each paycheck. I will complete this by February the 1st. I will have a yard sale. I won't complete that until June the 1st. I will take clothes that are not worn but in good shape to a consignment store. I will complete that by March the 1st. I will not eat out for 3 months, and I will put all of those savings into my credit union account. I will complete that by March the 28th. Finally, I might say that I will save $450 by doing that. The point is this: in your action-oriented steps, you're going to say specifically, what am I going to do and when am I going to do it? And that fulfills the action-oriented step. So take a few moments to do that. Okay, now I'm going to assume that you're done with this, and this is the final thing that I want you to do. When we're really trying to accomplish something in life, it's really hard to do it by ourselves, because no matter what your objective is, there are going to be times when you're not committed that day or that moment. You might have a headache. You might be frustrated. You might be having a bad day on the job. You might be having a bad day with some relationship, and you just don't feel like doing it. This is the last thing I want you to do to make sure your objectives are fulfilled in 2014. I want you to find what I call a commitment partner. I want you to find somebody in your life that cares enough about you to push you when you don't feel like going on. I want you to find somebody in your life that you can be accountable to, so that when you're not doing what you need to do, when you're not doing what you said you were going to do, when you're not doing what's necessary to move forward, they will push you. They will hold you accountable. They will ask you the hard questions to get you moving again. Find somebody to share your objective with, and that will be your commitment partner. At the end of the year, or at the end of whenever your expiration date is, I hope you can answer this question right. Have you made your objectives?
Reuel Barksdale is an organizational development specialist with over 30 years of corporate experience. As an assistant vice president of a Fortune 500 corporation, he had direct responsibility for the design, development, implementation, and evaluation of strategic organizational goals. Mr. Barksdale had complete responsibility for regional and corporate level management of human resources training in sales, marketing, management, and diversity. Mr. Barksdale is currently a tenured professor at the Business Programs Department at Columbus State Community College in Columbus, Ohio. He teaches organizational behavior, business management, interpersonal skills, and human resources management. Recent accolades include the 2011 Columbus State Community College Distinguished Teaching Award and being recognized as a Teacher of Excellence in the 2012 Ohio Magazine. Mr. Barksdale earned his Bachelor of Science degree at Franklin University and his Master of Science in Administration degree at Central Michigan University. Mr. Barksdale also attended Ohio University studying the Higher Administration Doctoral Program. We present this video series as an aid to assist you and your organization to help achieve the goals moving you from where you are to where you want to be.